One.
Alright, so after you sign in, this is the page you're going to come to. It's called the planner page. This is where you're going to have your loads from dispatch. You can see we have a load here that's not yet started. We have a load down here that's completed. You can tell it's completed because of the green check mark there in the corner. So looking at our new load here, right? Of course, you can see stop one. We're hooking a preloaded trailer here in Boonville, and we're going to live unload over at West Rock in Boonville. So any kind of questions you have about the load, you can hit the three dots here. You can hit view more. That's going to pull up every bit of information that dispatch has on the load. Okay. You can see the satellite view, order number, trip number, all that good stuff. Pickup numbers will be in here. Anything dispatch has on the load, it will be included here. Now, to get you started on the load, after you've looked at all that, we're going to have to accept the load. Alright, accepting the load. Of course, you can see the little play button, and we've got a blue number 1 now. So when you come to this point, you're going to click on your first stop, because we're here at Southland in Boonville. It's going to pull up this dispatch cycle here, and you can see it's just like a little wheel. We're going to have to do all of that there. Now, one thing to note, every stop you have on a trip, you're going to see one of these for each stop. So on this trip today, we're going to see 2 of these total. Let's say we just got here on the yard, so we're going to click arrive. It's going to make you go on duty. We'll just say yes, continue. Anytime it beeps like that, it's changing your duty status. This is just confirming, we're at Southland Transportation, time, current status. We'll click done. Now this is going to take us into our pre-trip DVIR. Now since this is our first load of the day, it's going to make us do one on the truck and the trailer. Okay, so you can see it's going to pull up the odometer reading. You have the option to view previous inspection. We're going to click no here. Has anything that you may need, anything that may be wrong with that truck is right in here. If there is something, you can click on the arrow and click on the defect. If there's nothing wrong with it, we can confirm that there's no defects. We'll verify that it's safe for operation, and that'll allow us to go to the trailer. And as you can see, it already has our trailer number in there. That's our training trailer, the OT1 trailer. It automatically populates that in your trip based on the information that dispatch has. As you can see here, we've got inspection type pre-trip, obviously, and pickup trailer, which is what we're doing. It knows that because that's what's in dispatch. It's the same thing. We can view the previous inspection on this trailer if you'd like, but we're going to click no. So we can go down through here. It says there is one minor defect that carried over. So the last person that dropped this noted a defect. It should be out of there via TMW with the shop. But if not, you can look at it and it says the tires. So we're going to take that out of there. Let's say the shop fixed it. We're good to go. We're going to verify that it's safe for operation. And now it's going to ask you to sign. Okay, so the first time that you have to sign your DVIR, it will pop up and it'll say sign right there. You're going to have to go in here and very beautifully sign your name. You're going to have to type in your name. And we'll click done. So anytime after this on the DVIR or anything like that, you can hit use previous signature. You can click yes, and it'll pop up that. So you only have to sign it once. We'll click done. That'll take us back to this dispatch cycle here. So now you've done your pre-trip, right? You've picked up the trailer, you're ready to go. We're going to send in. This is just like sending your macros in the old system. We're going to hit loaded at shipper. It's going to pull this up, all right? We have a place here that we can put in our BOL number, or you can use your trip number, 705678. There's a place for weight, count, reefer temp, seal number, all that good stuff, and a place for just comments. Dispatch will see all of this. We'll just click done, and now you can depart. Now, one thing to note, you can just leave at this point and it'll automatically show you departing, but we'll have to manually do it since we're not in a truck right now. So when you click depart, it's going to show you, where we are. We're at Southland Transportation. We've got trailer OT1 trailer, and our next stop is at West Rock there in Boonville. Gives us our appointment times and an estimated time of arrival, which would come up if we were connected to a truck. We'll click done. What this does is it automatically takes you into the navigation. This is a truck GPS.
Calculating route to 114 Woodruff RD, Boonville. Proceed to the highlighted route.
Alright, so she'll talk to you. There is a volume rocker here on the side if you want to turn her down. Of course, it's got turn-by-turn directions up here, and it has all your good info down here. You can see, we have it set to 70 feet, 80,000 pounds, all that good stuff. When you are going, it'll show you your next, the time to your next rest break. It'll show that right here. Now, also, since we're not in a truck, it's not going to automatically show we're there, but this thing works just like your cell phone. Okay, so when you pull into West Rock down there in Boonville, it's going to automatically arrive you. So you won't have to do this step, but we will here. We'll click arrive. And yes.
You have 8 hours of drive time left before entering violation. You have arrived at your destination, 114 Woodruff Road.
And as you can see, when you arrive, it'll automatically take you back to here. So one thing to note, you won't have to do all that. If when you pull in, it'll just automatically bring you to this screen here. You have the option to change your duty status if you'd like to, but I'm going to leave myself on duty. We'll click done. Now, as I said, you're going to have another dispatch cycle for every stop you make. So we're here, right? One thing to note, if you wanted to go off duty at this point, you can go into the hours of service, which we'll touch later in another video, and go off duty. But right now, we're going to get back to that dispatch cycle. And how we do that is we go back to the planner, we hit the stop we're on, and it pulls that right back up. So now let's say we're unloaded. We're going to click unloaded. Once again, this is just like sending in your macros. So this brings this up again, okay? You're going to see this a couple times throughout a different trip. If you don't have any new information, you don't have to fill it out every time. So don't fret. You don't have to fill all this out every time. But if there's no new information, we're going to click done. And this is where it takes you to the documents. We have to scan our documents at the end of every trip. You can go off duty for this, okay? You can, and you go back to hours of service, go off duty. But I'm going to show you how to scan the document. So you just hit documents, you hit the plus button, and then what kind of type. So let's say we're going to do a BOL, and you'll hit this little scanner button here. It'll bring you the camera up. The camera's on the back of this tablet. You can take the tablet off of the mount in your truck, and you can just hold it over your BOL or whatever you're scanning. And we'll go ahead and hit that button. Now note, if I did have a real piece of paper, the little box would turn green and it would automatically take the photo. But if you have, oblong things like a fuel receipt, or in this case a business card, you will manually have to hit that button down there. At this point, you'll note we can crop stuff out. I can't quite get my thumb out of it, but we'll do our best. We'll hit scan. Doesn't look real great, but you get the gist. You can click OK at this point, or if you didn't like the image, right, we don't want to send that to Roseanne. That would not make Roseanne very happy. You can click this button up here and it'll let you retake the photo. But for this point, we'll just click OK. Now, if you have another page, right, you have another page of the BOL, you can click that button there and it'll take you back into there to take a picture of the next page. If not, we'll click the X and we'll click done. Now at this point, we can go in there. If we had a fuel receipt or anything else, we could hit the plus button, type, fuel receipt, toll receipt, anything like that, and go through the same process. Hit the scan button and get it rolling. But I'll exit out of that. We'll discard our changes there because all we had this time is that Southland BOL. We'll click done. And now it's time to end the trip. So it'll pop up just confirming that you're done with the trip. It shows your current duty status. You can go ahead and change it now if you'd like, back to off duty, and hit done. Once again, that beep just means that we're changing our duty status, and it'll take you back to the planner, and it'll be on to the next load. And as you can see, that load's now completed because of the green check mark.